Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Andrew DiStefano, Putnam County Crime Analysis. Welcome to video number 3 of my school project, CPTED, Crime Prevention to Environmental Design, applying the CPTED principles to the Putnam County Trailway. Each day I hope to add in a little blurb and answer it out. Today I've injected the good guy syndrome because it's very clear that Putnam County's been infected with it. Now, as I do with each new video, I do a quick ending recap of the first of the previous video. All right, and what that is essentially the first thing is a baseline measurement. All right, they come out, law enforcement, whoever it is, comes out with a plan. Now, but what is their baseline measurement for success or failure? How are they going to measure whether or not they're doing a good job? What is their plan to do that? So that's called baseline. That's called baseline measurement. All right. So the baseline measurement allows you to determine to what degree your efforts have succeeded, and then how you can modify them. It also allows you to determine how your efforts have failed and how you can modify that. Because this is you're supposed to be a learning organization at all times. Now, before you do your plan. Right, and it looked like law enforcement, according to the quotes in the newspaper, according to the quotes in this newspaper here, the Mayapack News, they put out a 3-point plan. I'm not going to belabor it. I went over it a million times because I had to keep starting from the beginning because of the snowstorms. So I'm going at it at a regular pace now. When you put the 3-point plan, they're going to install lights, install cameras, and ramp up patrols. You have to take measures of your problem before you institute your plan. Before you institute that 3-point plan. First, you have to know what the seriousness of the issue is on the trailway, and you need a starting point. Your baseline measurement needs a starting point. This way, we know this time next year, or this time next month, this time in 3 months. The New York City Police Department goes upon 28-day periods. Say next period, where you have to be, and then that's your report on that. Last period, we were this period, we're that. Next period, we hope to be here, all right? The installing the lights, they have to talk about taking measures before they install the lights. The cameras, talk about the measures before you install the cameras. And then the same thing with the ramping up patrols. You take the measures before you implement the response, right? Now, and also then you do it again. As I said, you do it afterwards also. This way you can determine success or failure. That's why we're here, right? So I also included a blurb, just real quick, before I talk about my blurb, which is the good guy syndrome. I'll finish this with inputs and outcomes. Now, the 3-point plan for law enforcement, which is in quotes, again, it's in here, it's in quotes, it hasn't been retracted. The 3-point plan talks about 3 things, okay? 3-point plan. Those are your inputs. Those are only your inputs. What are your outcomes? What are your outcomes? You tell the town, say it's the police department, you tell the town board and your residents, we got these three measures of a plan, right? What is your those are your inputs, but what are your outcomes? What'd you get out of it? We're going to install lights, and this is how it turned out. We installed cameras. This is how it turned out. We ramped up patrols. This is what we got. This is what we got. If it's the sheriff's department, then they go in front of the legislature. They put the 3-point plan. I don't know if that was done this time. I know it was in the news, but that's how it's done. You got your inputs, but you have to talk about your outcomes. You have to, right? Now, the good guy syndrome. I'll go over that real quick. The good guy syndrome. I hear it all the time, and I see it all the time on Facebook. They talk about this guy, right? And then, yeah, how's he doing in that job? He's a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. How's he doing in the job? He's a good guy. He's running for office, really? And what do you think of him? He's a good guy. That tells me nothing. He's a good guy. You know, and it's really and I saw it again. I saw it again last night. I saw it again this morning. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I mean, it's really, you know, oh, he's doing a great job. Doing a great job, by the way. Tell me what he's doing. Tell me what he's doing. You know, just like when you have the when you have your plan, you have your 3-point plan or whatever you have. Don't tell me about the plan and tell me your outcomes. Well, you know, we installed these cameras and they're really working out they've been a whale of a help in some of our investigations. No. What is your data-driven response? Data-driven. You need data, or else if you ain't got data, you ain't got nothing. That's the way it is. All right. So now that we talked about the good guy syndrome, we're going to go right into CPTED, natural surveillance. There are 18 principles for CPTED. 18 of them. There were 17. Now there's 18. The first 4 really can speak for the other 14. Natural surveillance, natural access control, territoriality, maintenance. What we're dealing with right now is natural surveillance. I didn't say surveillance. I said nothing about cameras. Natural surveillance, bidirectional visibility, which is just a PhD way of saying I can see you and you can see me. The ability to be seen. Now I have the definition in this is my project. You turn to page 9, I believe it is, of my project. And it says, natural surveillance is a design concept that promotes the ability to see and be seen. It uses physical features and the arrangement of activities to maximize visibility. You need that a lot on the Putnam County Trailway. Maximize visibility. Because there's a lot of what? There's a lot of ambush points. And if you institute these principles, whoever takes command on it, someone has got to take command of that trailway. And when they do, and when they institute these principles, they are going to eliminate a lot of those ambush points. So help me God. So help me God. Right? Natural surveillance is not surveillance. As I said, natural surveillance. And people have reached out to me saying, not on this, on other projects. Yeah, okay, that's what we really need. We need more cameras, more of Big Brother. This is not Big Brother. This is just the ability to see, to maximize visibility and eliminate ambush points. Now, what's an ambush point? I got some nice videos here. This tells you everything you need to know. Just pay attention. It's coming. It's coming. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now, did you hear me?
No.
Did you see me?
No.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an ambush point. And where is that, by the way? Where is it? It's right at the site of the assault. It's at the site of the assault from October 19th. Was that, you know, it still exists. That is an ambush point. That is a bad ambush point. And like I said, it is right at the site of the assault. That has got to be corrected. There's a few of them as you go down the trailway, 12 miles. That's probably the worst one. It doesn't surprise me. That is where the initial assault took place with that poor woman. Now, further down, you know where you can enter the trailway by Southeast Grill. You enter there, and then you walk about maybe a quarter of a mile. And I found several of these along winding turns that the around the bend, I'll call it, it's all blocked. And it's so easy to clear it up. It's so easy to get natural surveillance on this and to eliminate the ambush point. You see right here, this is further down on the trailway. This is in Brewster. You can't see at all around the bend. So not only is it a safety issue crime-wise, but it's a safety issue with these bicycles that are flying by here. You know, at least if this was trimmed down, this would take just a few minutes to trim that down right there. You could see right around the bend. You could see the whole turn. It would really make it a lot safer. I understand it's not easy, but that's the concept. Now, did you guys see that? You see what I'm talking about? It has a large winding turn to the left. If you can get rid of that, the brush, and listen, they keep getting hit with graffiti like every 2 weeks. And someone with a paintbrush and a can of paint keeps going down there and just keeps painting over the graffiti and essentially wasting time, your money, and resources, because all they're doing is they're providing a canvas for the graffiti artist to come back and tag it again. I'll be talking about graffiti another time in this project. But essentially, what I'm saying is that the same guy who's say coming and painting the graffiti and painting over the graffiti, maybe he can just grab like a light weed whacker, start from there or wherever, and just start walk for a mile or so, or like a scooter or some sort of vehicle that they use to traverse the trailway, because that would take no more than 5 minutes, and you would clear up like 50 yards. You could have a clear line of sight right around that bend and eliminate that ambush point. And you'd also eliminate these and it's hard to prevent because everyone has a right to the trailway, but these guys are coming and gals coming really, really fast around the turns on these bicycles. They're riding fast. Some of them are long-time riders. You can tell they ride a lot, and they're coming really fast. And not everybody sticks to the right. If they came and they cleared that out, you would eliminate your ambush points and you'd make it a lot safer for people. So how do you eliminate the ambush points? I got a lot more videos here, a lot more pictures. I don't think you need to see any. I'll show you one more video, but this is how you eliminate the ambush points on those tunnels. The county calls them the overpasses because it is an overpass. It goes over the highway. But if you're on the trailway, to you, it's a tunnel. All right. And like I said, that is where the poor woman got jumped or assaulted. This is how you eliminate the ambush points on so many places on that trailway. Right there. The convex mirror. You put convex mirrors in key areas on that trailway. You can get them up high enough where they won't be stolen and people can see behind them. And that's the beauty of it. Now, one more video just to show at the site of the assault.
So looking at the tunnel from the outside.
This is the site of the assault now.
It's 13 feet, 6-inch headroom. Where you would put your convex mirrors, you put one right here, and you put one right there.
Right there.
This way, and you put them on both ends. This way, anyone who's in the tunnel can see if somebody is hiding here and if somebody is hiding here. As I said, at 13.6, that's high enough where they're not going to get stolen. Now, you would want to put another one, since it is 13.6, you'd want to put another one inside this tunnel, probably at the halfway point, all right?
Now, I killed that video halfway through because it starts getting into territoriality, it starts getting into some of the graffiti aspects. Graffiti is for another video. I told the professor I was going to break it up in that sense because graffiti, it plays an ancillary role in CPTED, not direct. So I wanted to keep it that way. So in any event, this is Andrew DeStefano, Putnam County Crime Analysis, completing video number 3. God bless, be safe, and be well as always.